a glass or two in the name of St. Patrick, and never let it be said we miss an important celebration here at Manor Farm. So to make sure we're prepared to mark the occasion in true Irish style, we're joined by Dublin-born mixologist extraordinaire Aaron Wall with some specially created Irish cocktails featuring a range of beautifully crafted Irish drinks, rich in heritage. If I'd tried to say that afterwards, it wouldn't have worked, Aaron, would it? So...
Well, thank you very much for having me. I suppose the bit of modern Irish hospitality that we're all about is putting a drink in your hand first. So the first drink in front of you guys is the Irish coffee.
It'd have to be, wouldn't it? Are we a fan of Irish coffee, ladies?
Oh, yes.
Sorry,
We're a fan of all things Irish.
I mean, the great thing about Irish coffee, pre-dinner, post-dinner, any time of day.
Oh my goodness, it's delicious. I could literally drink that one.
Steeped in history, but my favourite story about the Irish coffee is the one of Foynes Airport, where it was given to people flying in, coming off the seaplanes in the cold to warm them up. Or what was more likely happening was they were making them for the pilots, putting the cream on top of the coffee with the whiskey in it, so you wouldn't smell the whiskey coming off the top of the coffee.
Oh dear. Yeah. And this is just, so what makes an Irish coffee?
So what makes an Irish coffee is, what we do is we use a little bit of Demerara sugar. Demerara gives a lot of biscuity notes. Some Irish whiskey, so we use Jameson Black Barrel. We make a homeboy Irish coffee bitters that we think makes your Irish coffee that little bit better. And we use just a normal drip coffee. Nothing too fancy, normal drip coffee. Stir all that together and then layer a thick layer of cream on top.
Oh, so number two then.
Number two drink. So we're going backwards and forwards in time here. We're making a drink with poitín, which is an ancient Irish spirit. Whiskey was first invented in Ireland. The Scots would dispute that, but there's about 100 years on it. But poitín. This is my day.
Oh, yes, bring a Scot in and say that.
Poitín is a more sort of agricultural spirit, and people tend to think of it as a precursor to whiskey, but really it is unaged, but it can be made from sugar beet, from potato, from grains. But give it a little taste. What we've done
is quite different.
We've done basically a cold Irish coffee using cold brew coffee. The poitín, still the Demerara, still the homeboy Irish coffee bitters.
Oh, that's nice.
With the poitín and the cold coffee and the Demerara, it just helps to turn. I think it turns that sort of coffee flavour into dark chocolate, which I think is really tasty.
I think that's absolutely it. Yeah, I always thought poitín was a thing that was made years ago. That wasn't a current thing. So it's a current.
It was illegal until
I didn't
very
want to
recently.
say that, but that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
You used to just get it in 7-Up bottles in my house anyway. But a good friend of mine, Dave Mulligan, he's made this, and it's an incredible spirit. He's reviving poitín single-handedly. So yeah, absolutely. We'll move you on. We've talked about the Irish coffee and that kind of thing. It's what people kind of recognise as Irish whiskey cocktails. And people, when they think of Irish whiskey, they don't tend to think of smoked Irish whiskey. They tend to think of Scotch whiskey when you think of smoked. But the thing about smoked Irish whiskies is that smoke tends to be there for a reason and a bit of balance and all that. So we thought we'd have a bit of fun with it. A chef taught me years ago that peach and smoke were two flavours that went really well together. And an old classic cocktail, the Woo Woo, which is this one here.
This is called a Woo Woo.
Well,
I wonder how it got its name.
Well, this is called a Woo-Hoo, because the old classic of Woo-Woo would be vodka, peach schnapps and cranberry. But what we've done with this is we've even bottled it, and what we've done with it is we've put in a peated Irish whiskey, which gives a bit of smoke, that plays very well with a nice peach liqueur, a little bit of fresh lime, and topped off with cranberry juice.
I think that's incredibly refreshing.
That's it. When people think of whiskey cocktails, they don't think refreshing, right?
The cranberry juice just goes so well. It's a real summer drink.
Yeah, it is a good
real summer drink.
Yeah, and the smoke just sort of peters through. We're going to move you on to a martini, and I suppose I specifically chose to use this gin because of, well, for me, the connection of the martini and being in London, and when I found out that this gin was the favourite gin of the head bartender Eric Lawrence in the Savoy Hotel and Declan McGurk to make martinis with, it was something that made me very proud to be Irish. This is a gin called Boatyard Gin from Fermanagh, and basically it's just a martini. So just gin stirred down with a little bit of vermouth, and served up with a little lemon twist.
That is a cracking martini.
Oh, have you had a
So
go?
crisp.
Simple's wonderful.
Oh.
Right? So,
Oh, I love that. That's like a little boat. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Very nice.
That's a proper martini.
Mm.
That is lovely. Doesn't that well? Yes. It's a
That's
knock your
clearing
socks
my
off
pipes.
one.
That's clearing my pipes, Alan, nicely.
Do you know what's funny? In Ireland, when people have martinis, they try to drink a martini like they're drinking a pint of Guinness. And you know, you can't take mouthfuls of martinis. It's about wetting the lips and
Well,
having a go.
the previous one might have been a woo. This one's a way.
This one's I might need a taxi.
Definitely so.
Finally, we've got this lovely silver goblet.
So I wanted to do, I suppose, take on a really traditional drink using a really innovative spirit. This is a cobbler, and they were made famous by making drinks with sherry cobblers. But what I've done is I've used this Irish ice wine, Killahora. So this is a Killahora cobbler. The alliteration is totally on purpose. Killahora is down in Cork in Ireland, and it's an apple ice wine. So what we've done is we've just muddled up a little bit of citrus, a little bit of pineapple, shaken that up with the Killahora and a spoon of sugar, put some crushed ice on top, and then the garnish is just for fun. Right?
Leslie,
Salad.
you are going to love
This
this.
is quite
Have
Caribbean,
a sip
isn't
of
it?
this.
Yeah.
This is like drinking an orchard.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, you've saved the best till last. Oh my
That
goodness.
is superb.
So nice. Isn't it? Another summer, lovely summer drink. Oh, makes you look forward, doesn't it?
I'm going to buy that.
You can't help but just go back for a second.
Absolutely.
This is delicious on its own as a dessert wine or
We're
bread.
sold on it. You're there. Don't worry. Thank you very much indeed, Aaron.
Yeah.
That's it for today.
And they're paying us to be on this ship as well.
Never get rid of them now. Massive thanks to all my guests, to Dawn, Leslie, and Aaron, and of course to the lambs. Next week I'll be joined by a star of episodes of The Split.